What is up? So in this video, I want to touch on custom audiences. I know we already talked about that before, but this video will be specifically on what kind of custom audiences you'll use and how to use them when you're doing agency work. Okay, because the custom audiences that you'll use very specific custom audiences in a very specific way when you're doing agency work. And it's basically, it's fairly simple, and it's really not that complicated because there's two different custom audiences that you will usually build. So first of all, let me go over for a second the funnel, right? So again, this is the basic funnel that you're going to use for local businesses, right? So you have the landing page, like we talked about before, and this is the landing page. This is where they visit the page, and then they go ahead and they leave their information, right? And then you have the thank you page. So it's a two-step funnel, right? So opt-in page and then thank you page. Very, very, very simple funnel. Now, why do we use custom audiences? To retarget, remember? We use custom audiences to reach people that already know about us, that already took somewhat of some sort of action in our funnel. So we'll want to create two custom audiences. Why do we want to create two custom audiences? Because we'll need to reach two types of people that interact with our funnel. The first type of person will be the person that gets to this page and does not leave their info. Okay, of course that happens. Anywhere from 20 to 50% to 60% of people will be here, and only that percentage will leave their info. You're gonna have a lot of people that come here and don't leave their info. So we want an ad sent out to people that have visited this page and didn't leave their info, like reminding them that there's only a few vouchers left or something like that, just to make them, just to get them back. And then we'll want another ad to people that have left their info and to remind them about this. Okay, we want to remind them about this. So we want two ads. One to remind them about the voucher, okay, and one to basically remind them to leave their info if they haven't yet. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna go to the asset library here, assets, and then you have audiences. Okay, for me it's here because it's frequently used, but you'll notice it's somewhere here underneath assets, and you just go and you click audiences. This is how you build a custom audience, right? Like we went over already. And now what you want to do is you want to create an audience. Okay, you want to click the create audience and a custom audience. So how do we do that? Now the custom audiences, you have a few ways to create it. First of all, we're going to go to website traffic. Okay, I already went over the rest, so I'm just going to talk specifically about the one for the agency, right? So website traffic. And then what you want to do is you want to go to custom combination, right? You want to pick your pixel. Now you have two decisions. You can either go ahead and pick URL equals or URL contains. What we usually do, we do contains because equals, you can't sometimes put the entire URL because sometimes people see it differently if they came from a redirect or something like that. So we just go with contains. And then you just want to take the actual URL, which in this case, you just want to open the URL. And then this is the URL, right? You see this one, this is the URL of the first page. You can change this, of course, to whatever you want. If you go to the settings, you can pick the domain. If you've set up custom domains, you can pick the path. It's not that important. If you want to know how to do that, you just go ahead to your account, and then you have the, if you go into the account, you'll find a way to do that. I don't want too much to go into that because here it is custom domains. It's just a waste of our time. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can go ahead and just find out how to do that. I really want it to be straightforward and really just talk about what really needs to be done. So you can change the path. The path is basically this, the mail, right? And here it's just the path of the funnel. The path of the page will be different because that's the one you're gonna have to click here, and then you're gonna see it here, right? So with that being said, this is basically our domain. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna take this, we're gonna copy it like this. I like to copy everything other than the HTTPS, just in case like somebody comes from a different website, it won't track it correctly. So I'm just taking it as it is, like this, without the HTTPS, and I'm putting it here. Okay, contains. And now it'll basically take anybody that basically visits this URL, and it will assign him this custom audience. So I'm gonna put last 180 days because that's the maximum, and include past website traffic. And we want to do add exclusions. Okay, add exclusions because we want people that have visited this page but haven't visited the thank you page. So we'll go ahead And just in case I want to see if this is the URL. Right, so this is the URL. Now again, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take, you don't have to take exactly what I'm taking, but you have to take enough info for it to understand, to know that this is the URL, right? So I'll just take something like this. Take benmalol.clickfunnels, thank you. I'm gonna put this here. Now we wanna basically exclude that, right? So what did we do? We're basically creating an audience of everybody that visited this page, which is the landing page, minus all the people that have visited the thank you page. So what is left is people that haven't left their email, right? Because they visited the landing page, but they didn't leave their email. So they didn't visit the thank you page. So that means they only visited the page without leaving their email. So that's the audience we're creating. So we're just gonna create that audience. We're gonna call it, it doesn't really matter what you call it, just so you know what it is. So something like free haircut, right? So yeah, free haircut. Here, free haircut, Fort Lauderdale, FL, for example. No opt-in. Okay, so I'll know that whoever is in this audience hasn't left their email. Now just create that. Okay. Of course, you won't see anything because I haven't published it. I haven't used this page for anything. I didn't send any ads on it or anything. But what I'll do, I will create an audience. And by the way, you'll always get this error. You will always get this error when you create an audience, even if you have millions of data on it, because Facebook builds it. And for some reason, Facebook doesn't say that it's building. It just says that the audience is too small. So keep it running for a few hours and you'll notice that it changes. Of course, if it's built like this, it updates. So the more data you get, the more it updates. You don't have to create it like every week. You don't have to create it every day for it to stay updated. It will just stay updated as it gets data. Okay, so that's how you create that audience. And this audience, what will it do? It will basically send out, this audience is built out of people that have visited the landing page and haven't left their info. So we can send out an ad to this audience saying, hey, don't forget to get your free voucher for a free haircut or whatever. Right, and now that's one of them. The next one will be the one that is just people that have visited the thank you page. So go ahead and pick our pixel. Custom combination. Okay, you can even people who visit specific web pages. We're just gonna go with custom combination, and we're gonna put this URL. Right, this is the thank you URL again. We don't need to add any exclusions. Again, we just want to create people that have left their info. And then again, hair. So free haircut, Fort Lauderdale leads. Okay, so these are the people that have reached the thank you page and left their info. Okay, you'll usually not see this error, so forget about that. That just Facebook has its random bugs, but it should work for you. And then you'll see it like I said here, like the last one, and that's basically it. That's how you build the custom audiences. Okay, try to be creative. If you have anything else in your funnel, if you have more steps, then you can create more different types of custom audiences. In this scenario, we have only 2 steps, but don't forget the funnel that we talked about before, like the Ben Malol funnel, where it's a huge funnel where there's like over 20 steps and there's different custom audiences. So experiment with this if you need to. If you have businesses that are more complicated, then you'll probably need to put more steps into it, more custom audiences. Like for example, if you have like a landing page and an add to cart page and a purchase page, if you're doing it in a funnel, then you can create a custom audiences of people that have visited the order page but haven't bought, or people that have visited the landing page but haven't visited the order page. And then you can create specific ads depending on the type of person, because somebody that didn't even reach the order page won't be as buyer's intent as somebody that, let's say, visited the order page but didn't buy, right? So that's like a 3-step funnel. So there's a lot to do here. So experiment with this and come up with your own ideas. But like I said, for basic clients like hair salon, dentists, chiropractors, and local businesses, most local businesses, this will be enough of a structure to work with. And that's basically it. I'll see you in the next video.